You're listening to the Gag On This podcast.
I see you standing up and I want to knock you down.
Raven's mom does not.
No, I ruined my mom. There's a difference. I was the one that, because I was late as fuck coming out, so I was a cesarean. She gained like 200 pounds while I was. Yeah.
Oops.
It happens. It was warm. Well, I don't want to come out to Cleveland. It's fucking cold.
This guest on our podcast today. Don't forget anything. Don't forget anything. Make sure you have all your shit together.
Well, don't forget anything around Danny.
And don't forget.
Because Nick and I would just send it back to you.
No, I'm not sending it back. You got to come and get it.
I'm not expecting to be sent back. It's more of like, we'll talk off air or off the Zoom room. How about that?
You should tell the boys what I did for you. I mean, we're still waiting on Sharon, but he's got 2 more minutes and then another 5 minutes for CPT time.
Well, I'm recording now, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I've got a good 7 minutes.
And the T is redundant.
It is.
So
Yes.
ATM is just an ATM, not an ATM machine. CPT time.
Oh, ATM stand. Oh, I thought it was ass to mouth.
Yeah, ass to mouth machine. They sell those.
comes with extra jelly.
Oh, just imagining it. Oh,
It's like that scene from South Park where they were doing the shake weights. It's all that's oozing out of the hole.
Are they still making new South Parks?
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, they are.
they'll make South
Pandemic
Parks until those
episode's
fuckers die, man.
They'll probably just stay long enough to be like, how long did The Simpsons go? I know they're still making them, but
20,
they'll just go one episode more than The Simpsons.
I would hope. Trey and Matt Parker especially, they're just fucking geniuses, dude.
But they'll just keep it up as out of principle.
I've got wine, so I'll be wine drunk during this.
This is not very good. This is the only alcohol I can find in the house, though.
What is it?
0 sugar seltzer peach.
That's alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, barely. It's a fucking, it's a children's soda, basically, if they want to get a little tipsy.
This has more alcohol content, for God's sake. And this
It
is
also
like
has more
fucking
urine
drinking water.
content.
Well, I'm not trashy. Sorry.
I am.
There's nothing trashy about Paps, man.
Oh, I love Pabst. It's the only beer that's like $3 or like $1, no matter where you're at in the United States.
Nah, dude, Natty Ice, you can get a 30-pack for, I think it was $12.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Great.
sense.
So that's like $3 for $1.
Oh, I used to get so hammered on those, man. 5.9% alcohol. Oh,
Man, Rob, you've read Running the Light, right?
Yeah. I got yelled at by the author.
I hadn't read that book I hadn't read a book in a long, long time, obviously. But I decided to read that book, and I just got to the end of it. And I'm really sad. I'm really upset.
Why? That's why I didn't like about it.
I didn't like the end.
Well, I didn't give it a 5 because I didn't like the way it ended, which I won't spoil it here, but
Yeah, I won't spoil it either. But you and I know I don't like the ending either.
I'll spoil it. He dies.
you're a dick.
Does he? Does he really? Holy shit!
That's always the spoiler.
In the fucking dark.
And I don't mind that he died. It's just the way he did.
The way he died.
Oh man!
It was like, okay, I'm done writing now. Here we go.
What book is this?
Running the Light.
You don't say
Running.
that.
I don't read comic books or
book.
comedy books and stuff.
Oh, it's just a novel. I mean, it just happens to be about a comedian.
Nah. Okay. Might have to check it out.
Like a real, well, not real live, but a real dead comedian.
The book I was reading in Vegas, and you were like, "Oh, I know that guy."
I know. Yeah, Sam Talent's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great book. I just didn't care for the way he wrapped it up.
Oh, okay.
So I highly recommend it. It was really good.
Okay. I met Sam when I lived in Denver. So.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
Because
That
I
big,
reviewed it.
Goofy bastard.
Yeah.
Did you read that before you started comedy, Rob, or after?
What?
Did you read that before you started comedy or after?
After. It just came out like last year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah. Hi, Sharon.
What's going on?
You look confused.
Rob? I am trying to figure out where y'all are talking about.
He's like, what
Running the
did I
Light,
come
book
into?
by Sam Talent.
Okay.
A very good book by Sam Talent.
I walked in, I was thinking, oh, Dr. Seuss is having issues right now. They got rid of 6. Yeah, they got rid of 6 books of Dr. Seuss.
I saw, yeah.
All through the country?
Which
just-
book?
All through, yeah. They're stopping production on like 6 books.
What? Oh, wow, really?
You know what they're trying to go after too? Now they're trying to go after Cat in the Hat, which I'm like, where's the racial undertones?
I never liked Cat in the Hat, but
Fucking stupid.
I don't know.
Well, you just got to, well, it's not freaking stupid. It's just the way they thought.
You can't name
I
a
have to
book
interpret this.
black guy, brown guy, dead guy, and think you can get away with it.
I'm just tired.
That'd be cool.
I'm so tired of people complaining, man. I'm so fucking
About what?
About whatever they want to complain about. Just don't. If you have complaints, I get it.
Are you complaining about complaining?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Touche.
Don't complain around me, or I'll make you feel worse.
We need to cancel culture.
So Ray, you're from Cleveland, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Nice.
Hold the phone. We've been talking for roughly 10 minutes, and I haven't told you that this is the Gag on This podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk on.
Okay. Yeah. Step the fuck back, pirates, with your elongated P.
That's a lot of fabric right there. That's a lot of fabric.
Episode description has show and guest social media. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Hear the episode 2 days before it is released, and you get to see all our lovely faces, which is awesome. Rob's friend loves it. His computer's probably covered in spunk.
Ooh,
Like and follow us on all social media. All right, I am Big
Don't
Nick.
do that, Danny. He'll look at you funny. He's going like, what's she touching? What is she touching?
What is she touching? Oh, her phone. Okay. I wasn't thinking about it until Sharon brought it up, and I was like, wait, her hand is.
Today. I don't need to do it while we're on the Gag on This podcast. I did that before.
Yeah, YouTube won't allow that.
What?
Can't flick the bean on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. We are joined by nationally traveling comedian, the Italian stallion that is Danny D.
Hey.
We got co-host of the Stand Up Dads podcast, my Portuguese lover, Rob.
Hello.
And we got a mouthful of an introduction for the one and only host of the Iambic Poetry podcast, DJ for Comedy on the Rocks when it comes back, host of Off the Change, and all-around good guy and Sacramento poet laureate, Sharon.
Hi, what's going on, fellas?
Yo.
Ladies.
All right, and then we are joined by Cleveland comedian Ray. Do you say your last name Hyclak?
It is. Yeah, usually.
Wow.
It's a name that a lot of people have strokes trying to actually pronounce. I've had robocalls even fuck it up. Like
I believe that.
when you all of a sudden you're like looking for Ray Hyclak. They're like, that wasn't even fucking close. Like, what are you doing?
I was going to make the CNS.
No, believe it or not, people have done that too, like Hyclak and stuff like that.
Wow.
Hyclak.
Teachers used to butcher my name all the time, so I grew up just basically repeating my own name to people. So it's kind of, and it's funny too. I have a Catholic priest as a cousin. So like you would assume some people, especially in the Midwest and how religious it is, would know my cousin from just going to like something with a friend or a retreat. Nope, still fuck it up every time.
That's funny.
Every time.
I ain't gonna lie. When I looked you up, Ray, I saw all the mortuary and obituary things come up. I was like,
that's my father. That's my dad.
Really?
That's honestly something I think is hindering my comedy career, and I need to find a way to take that off somehow. Like having because I'm the second. My last name is Raymond Dominic Hyclak the second. So like once Raymond Dominic Hyclak gets thrown in there, immediately loving father, all that stuff, and you're like, come on. I want to at least have a dick joke there. Can we have a dick joke right where we're going?
All right, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Danny, we can still hear you. Oh, not anymore. I was gonna say because all I heard was Danny just go, "Internet's not working. What the fuck?"
I was just like in that same position. What the fuck?
She gone.
Oh, This is just going to be great because it's posed right where her cleavage is. Rob, your friend, you need to tell him about this. Timestamp for
He's
infinity.
spunky. There comes Spunky.
Nope.
There you
Now it's a
go.
sausage fest. Now it's just a sausage fest, bro.
Hey, look, it's an open mic.
Especially here.
Ray, I
You're
got to
kind of
ask.
Cleveland. It's a primarily a sausage fest here. So
They did
gotta
make
ask-
good sausage.
If you're a second, doesn't that make you a junior?
people always ask me that, and like my mom didn't want a junior. Yeah. And my mom's like part English, so always there's some kind of royal thing to it in a way. But I just it's you know, tomatoes and tomato really when it comes to that. But like I dropped the two after my old man passed away, and it was just because I'm like I'm not the second technically now. I'm the only one. So
I'm glad you said it and not me.
Hey, dude, it's been 12 years now since he passed away. So it's pretty much, I laugh at shit now. I have a joke about him in my act chasing me with a sledgehammer when I was 18.
What the fuck did you do to make him chase you with a sledgehammer?
3 easy words. Fuck you, mom. Those are the 3 words. Yeah.
That will get
He was
it.
defending her honor.
Oh, he was, because after that, he brought me into. We had a modest ranch house on the east side of Cleveland, where I'm from, and we had this carriage house in the back that he turned into like a man cave with a bunch of like Pittsburgh stuff because he was a Pittsburgh sports fan. Nice. But like he pulled me in one day. I'll never forget this. It was right after the whole incident. And he was 6'6", and probably was I'm 5'11", 5'10", something about there.
Okay.
I am. That's at least what the people at the doctor's office said. It's on record. It's not in my license. It says 5'9", but I'll take it. But he looks at me dead in the face, and we both have like the same kind. We had the same kind of face and everything. And he just looks at me and goes, "You fucked with my wife." Dead to my face, and having a 6'6" animal just look at you like that puts the fear of God, no matter what kind of man you are, in it, because they're just looking down. Like I always had to look up the entire time in my life. Like I looked up to my dad, both literally and figuratively. Like it was always that thing of being with especially an angry Pollock the way he was. Oh, it was beautiful, because there were times where he'd turn that anger on other people, and it was beautiful to watch. Just awesome, because I think we've all watched our dads lose it on somebody.
Oh yeah.
And you hear that motherfucker, and it's just perfect. I'm not going to be the one in trouble today.
I'm just glad he said you fucked with my wife.
Yeah. No, I'm not West Virginia. That's a little bit south of me.
Hey, you are just above Kentucky, though, aren't you?
I am. Yeah,
There you go.
I've performed in Kentucky too. It's an interesting crowd, really. I did an open mic at this music hall, and I've never seen so many junkies in my life as Northern Kentucky has. Like they have a problem, so do we, with like pills and heroin and shit. But you looked out in the crowd and you're like, oh yeah, this is where the meth is made. Like I like this place. This is fun.
Danny, what happened?
You know, I don't know. Fuck my life. I don't know. I've got to use my
It's
cell
always fucking
phone.
up.
Like Heather literally walked in the door and the internet stopped working. So now I'm using my phone. I don't know.
So Ray, what part of Cleveland are you from? I have family in East Cleveland, and also on the Heights, or what?
What part of East Cleveland?
My grandma used to be the councilwoman for East Cleveland and stuff, and then
Really?
and then
What's her name?
Her name is Hafisa Omar, back in the 80s and stuff. 80s.
How do you
Okay, yeah, that was
spell
probably
that?
before my time.
Yeah.
Because if you've been to East Cleveland in the last 10 years,
Oh yeah, it's changed up. Still evil.
Oh, dude, when the Euclid Avenue, to me, Euclid Avenue is like just it's fun to drive down because you see just nothing but pothole. I showed somebody from Alaska, East Cleveland, and the roads in East Cleveland, and they couldn't believe it. They thought it was like Fallujah or something. Like well, I mean, Alaska, they keep, it's mostly dirt roads, so they don't really see that much to begin with. Right. But like East Cleveland has always been sort of a rough neighborhood. Right. I mean, even during the Hague riots and stuff like that. It's and for anybody that wants to hear a fun thing about the Hague riots, listen to Rednecks by Randy Newman. It's a great song. I love Randy Newman a lot. But like I'm East Side, but I'm like past East Cleveland. I'm in a place called Willowick, Ohio. And it's like right on the border of Euclid and also Eastlake, Ohio. So we're like a go-between almost. Mm-hmm. And it's nice. It's normal suburb. It's Danny's seen my house. Yes,
I have.
It's an interesting neighborhood. Where I grew up though was like far east side. I went to Menor, Ohio. Okay. So yeah, they have a mall. That's all you can really say about them. But I like the area to a point. I grew up. I spent a little bit of time in Houston as well. Okay. As a little kid, so like coming from Houston, beautiful weather, and then all of a sudden you're like, everything is dying. Like it's.
Did you say Houston has beautiful weather?
It does. It's warmer than Cleveland, sir.
It's a fucking jogger's ball sack. It's fucking awful.
That's why. It's the humidity helps a lot.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, we got two versions of Danny going.
Yep, there we go.
She's back.
Double D.
But I would say it's technically east side of Cleveland. I'm about 20 minutes from downtown Cleveland and 30 minutes from really any comedy that goes on in Cleveland as well. Okay.
So I've established that your ancestor that ran for office fucked it up, and it's still fucked up today. So we will move on.
It was fucked up in the 60s. Well, yeah, it was fucked up in the 60s more than it was any. Oh, hey, wow, that was cool. That's a nice little trick. Like Harry Potter.
That happens from time to time. No matter how many times Rob will be like, "Stay out, Owen. Stay out, Owen." Owen just shows up.
Every episode, I can
pull out.
I got family in Cleveland Heights and also in Akron. So.
Enough about Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. I'm wearing a Penguin shirt for God's sake.
This guy's a fucking comedian. He has a life. We don't want to talk about East and West Cleveland.
He lives in Cleveland. Come on.
Three of our listeners give half a fuck about East and West Cleveland.
First of all, Sharon is right. I don't have a life outside of comedy. Second of all, Cleveland, for people who want to talk about Mistake by the Lake, they're absolutely right. Like it's a total. I've lived here most of my
river caught on fire multiple times. That's what a shit town it is, huh?
14 times. 14 times it's caught on fire. The 13th time caused the EPA to happen, by the way. So you're welcome, everybody who's an environmentalist. Cleveland is the reason we have an EPA. And then 2020, actually, the Akron portion of the river caught on fire. So it's their problem now. Like, we don't have anything to do with the Cuyahoga River fire. It's all Akron now because they actually caught on fire themselves.
All we need to say about Cleveland, besides I know Nick's going to have a fucking Cleveland Browns question for you.
I am not a Cleveland Browns fan, by the way.
I'm surprised.
I had it written down, but I was like, we're still fucking talking about Cleveland? Like, even I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, we don't need to bring up Cleveland again.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
We're still doing it.
I must say that I just got, like, my friend
Cleveland.
A bit of nug of this purple dinosaur haze. And I can tell you right now, shout out to you know who you are.
Okay.
All right. That brought the fucking podcast to a weird place.
Well, that's Danny, though. She always does
Stoner Talk.
No, I do want to ask you about, so you have two loves, it looks like, on your Facebook. And correct me if I'm wrong. Wrestling.
Ding.
And ICP.
Yeah.
That's one of them. That's definitely one of them. I consider myself a juggalo. I really do. I wear that banner I actually went to see ICP in Detroit in 2017. Because they offered wrestling, and because a snowstorm happened, they canceled the wrestling, which was sad. They were going to get like a tent and shit, but really like pro wrestling is like a big one. I'm a big hockey guy because I played hockey my entire life. And then mixed martial arts is another big thing that I love to do, or love to be a part of and involved in and all that stuff. Pro wrestling, though, has always been the one constant since I was a kid, going to local shows. I was a ring announcer for a hot minute. And then my first wrestling memory was Starrcade 86, the Night of the Skywalkers, which was the Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors in Atlanta. It was in Atlanta. That was like the first VHS I ever watched as a kid at like 3 years old. And I fell in love with wrestling ever since. So
are you a fan then of the great Super Hummam?
Yes, I love Superhumans. If you've never watched, and anybody watching this show, and if you've talked about Super Hummam in the past, and you're a listener of this show, and you've never seen Super Hummam, make sure that you can feel better about yourself the next day by watching Super Hummam. He's the greatest. I love Super Hummam to death. It makes me happy. I'm also jealous that he gets booked more than I am, but that's neither here nor there.
But would you really want to do that?
I did backyard wrestling for like a couple of years, so kinda.
But that shit, I mean, God.
Yeah. That guy does something that nobody else ever wants to do, but we're so glad he fills that quota.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, here we go.
Here we go. Is this a new one?
Choose printer.
Yes.
This is for gigolos and gigolets. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. This is just the best when he.
Hold on.
Fuck. This.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. My ass. My ass. Fuck my ass.
You say my ass?
Yeah. I love that guy.
Oh.
Now, having a son, I'm terrified he's going to be that dumb.
Danny, would you allow your son to do backyard wrestling like that?
You know, at this point, if my son wanted to do anything, I would probably support him instead of play video games. To be quite honest with you, shit, he could go be a fucking drag queen. He has my full support. He wants to do backyard wrestling. That's fine. His dad can take him to the emergency room. I'm not.
I actually took a friend after a backyard wrestling match to the hospital.
I would, obviously, I would take him, but like, I'm not a huge, I would get him in contact with the right people so he wouldn't get hurt. Let's just say that.
Absolutely.
Look at her with her inside moves.
Talking about backyard wrestling, I actually got to perform. I brought a lot of the Sacramento peeps out there in Lodi on February 20th. I got to perform inside of the ring and do comedy, and it's on their little wrestling because they were taping it for TV.
How was that, by the way?
I'll send you the info later.
Okay. That means it went okay.
I was about to say, way to be on a podcast and be like, we'll talk about it. Never.
My set was all right, but there were a lot of kids there. And like, if I've had kids, obviously I still have kids. I haven't killed them. When my kids were little, I don't know if I would feel okay with someone talking about like dicks and cunts in front of them. So like, I try to not do my comedy in front of kids, but if the kids are there, I try to filter it, and that doesn't really work out. So I just told them earmuffs, you know.
Earmuffs. Cunt.
My dick is like earmuffs.
Yeah. But all these guys were super jealous. They're like, man, that's a dream of mine to perform in the ring. And I'm like, haha. I wasn't going to get up in it, but they were like, you have to. And so me getting in the ring was probably funny in itself. But,
why weren't you going to get in the ring?
Well, because you know how tall I am. It's hard to get half of me. I don't have a lot of upper body strength. I didn't want to look like a retard.
Oh, did you have to like go through the ropes and shit?
Yeah, I went through the ropes. Yeah.
How else do you get in?
Well, I thought stairway, and then she gets up, and then she pulls herself over and stuff.
No, I rolled on in there in like a very cleavagey shirt.
My only question is, did you go underneath or over the second rope when you went in?
Valid.
Because you would have given them one, a show on the, if you would have went under, and two, you would have denied a lot of people joy.
I went under.
Opinion.
All right. So, Ray, you said you did comedy in Vegas. Did you notice any difference between the Cleveland scene and Vegas scene?
Not really. I mean, that's something I've always like. The comedy is comedy. You know, if you, the jokes you do is the jokes you do, really. I mean, if they don't work somewhere, okay, they didn't work. Let's regroup and see what you did wrong. Is usually what I think of when it comes to like comedy in general. My idea of comedy is,
hold on, let me stop you, Ray. Everybody look up at the goddamn camera.
I am.
Jesus Christ. No, you are. I am. These three are on their fucking phones looking down the whole goddamn time.
This is like an open mic in Cleveland. Everybody has their phones out. I swear to God.
Guys, all three of you.
I just hung out with Ray. I know what he's going to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, Danny knows my shit and how I am. I'm a fucking ne'er-do-well, so it's all good, man. Like,
crazy.
I don't care if she doesn't pay attention.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious. I'm looking at you, and then I look at all three, and people are like,
it happens.
I take a picture of it.
Yeah, there you go, Rob. That's what I want.
Rob's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is
the only thing I can say is Rob probably has work bullshit going on.
Yes.
Me too.
At that point, I can't be mad.
You really, Danny? You?
That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful background, Rob. I love the Playgirl, Burt Reynolds. That is amazing, sir. Oh,
hairy as shit.
He's on a bearskin rug, right? I used to have that poster.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, and I had David Hasselhoff with like his fucking chest hair out. Oh, it's hot with Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
What?
Shawn Michaels in Playgirl can't live up to that fucking thing. I mean, and he had the belt on his dick, so that was even better.
Damn.
I go hard, sir. I have history on my side.
I think that was pre Montreal Screwjob, right?
Yeah, that was like 94, 95. 95, because that was when him and Shawn had the Iron Man match. It was 95 at WrestleMania, not 13, 14, no, 12? I think 12.
I know
whatever the boyhood dream was. I'm not a fan of Shawn Michaels as a human being because I've heard he's treated people like shit. So I'm like, But Bret Hart too. Bret Hart's. If you listen to Bret Hart recently, a lot of crazy shit has come out of Bret Hart's mouth. Like,
he also had a stroke, so I mean,
he was saying stuff before the stroke, sir. Like, and I mean, his brother was killed by Vince Russo, so I will always put Vince Russo as blame for the idea of having him drop down like an asshole on a like Sting. But I'm a Jim Cornette fan. So a lot of people who watch wrestling will immediately hate me because I love Jim Cornette.
I love him too. Fuck that.
Oh, some of the best rants I've ever heard about modern day wrestling come out of Jim Cornette more than a lot of people. And Vince Russo also blocks me on Twitter. So Vinny Roo, how you doing, buddy? If you ever see this. Ugh, piece of shit.
All right, let's get back to comedy because Danny looks bored with all this wrestling talk.
Well, yeah.
So, did you guys, Danny? You went to Cleveland, right? Or just?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You want to hear the?
Well, because did you guys meet up in Cleveland?
No, I've never met this guy before in my life.
That's how we met.
I don't know.
You got his shirt.
No, that she got the shirt from Vegas.
Okay, yeah. So I went to Cleveland and I went to an open mic. And I met Ray, and he was just, his so charming self. And he was really impressed with what I had to say.
Well, I mean, when you admit to being a phone sex operator, it's quite lovely to hear.
So then I said, okay, cool. Well, maybe I can have one of my OnlyFans guys buy you a ticket to Vegas. And I'm house sitting, so why fucking not? And then he came out to Vegas when,
God damn.
I would like to thank the OnlyFans simp for my ticket. you sexy bitch, you got me to be not below freezing temperature for 6 days. So hats off to you for having the money, sir. I appreciate it. We put it to good use. I appreciate it.
So Ray, did you hear about the ocean fiasco?
No.
What?
So
What ocean?
Danny D, when she was flying in, apparently, no, come on. This is a great story. Like, it's comical. I'm not making fun of you. It is something I would do, because if you can't see the end, it's like, there's got to be, she thought one of the lakes, whatever lake borders fucking Ohio, Michigan,
Lake
Erie. She asked her passenger next to her if that was the ocean.
As a foreigner.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna leave this podcast now, Danny. Good to see you.
Thanks for the shirt, bro.
It's Sade's fault.
Hey, look. I've never seen a lake that
It is.
big. I'm a
Coast to coast, LA to Chicago.
There you go.
I love water.
There's no Canada. That's a flat Earth myth.
I love water, and I didn't know lakes got that big. They look like the fucking ocean to me.
Yeah,
It is big.
It's pretty fucking. I mean, it's from
huge.
Lake Erie. I mean, stretches from New York, I think, a little bit past Buffalo.
Yeah.
Into the top of let me do this because people from Michigan love to do this. I hate when they do this, by the way. When I refereed hockey, I had a few Michigan live long and prosper, or Vader time if you're a wrestling fan.
No, that my fingers just do that. I was just trying to hold, like, they really do just sort of go. I was just holding up a hand because you were like, Michiganers hate this.
Like, my right hand's the dominant one, but like they'll always do this. It's like, we're here. Like, where the fuck is here? What? Like, okay, this is what? Frankenmuth? Okay, I get it. But it's
is that a real town?
It goes up to, I think, into Lake Michigan. Like, it kind of like buries into Lake Michigan.
I've learned more about the fucking world history with fucking lakes and shit. Well, let's talk about your comedy.
6th grade.
Let's talk about your comedy.
Yeah, let's get it off Danny D. She's obviously not liking the spotlight. Despite the fact she's going to a show tonight.
I'm not going to a fucking show.
Are you getting dick? Why are you doing this early? There's
at least take photos. What are you doing?
If I was getting dick, I wouldn't have masturbated earlier. I'm not a guy. But no,
Okay.
She's right. We do that. We got to prep.
No, I'm starting a mic at a bar, and I have a meeting with the bartender to get that started.
Oh, nice. Shit. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats, honey.
I wasn't going to spill it yet, but yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Sick. All right. But yeah, let's chat about your comedy. The standard shit question, of course, has to be asked. How long you been in comedy?
This will be my 7th year in stand-up comedy. July 22nd, 2014. Is when I decided to do stand-up. A local guy by the name of Bill Squire, who's on the radio here in Cleveland, had an open mic. What?
He was mentioned in that book. That I just
what?
read.
He was?
He was mentioned in the book, that lucky bastard. Oh.
Yeah.
Bill Squire dies at the end, guys.
But he has a Mormon burial because he was a former Mormon. He was stationed in the Philippines and does a bunch of stuff in his act about getting excommunicated from the Mormon church.
Damn.
Shar, dude, Bill, though, is awesome. Like, I love Bill Squire. He's always been that guy who, like, I would come to, and you guys probably know this. When you first start doing comedy, you start asking other comics, like, how was my set? How was my set? He was the first comic to look at me and just go, just do your fucking set. Like, I'm tired of you asking.
Just do it.
Yeah, pretty much. And from then on, I mean, and he was the first comic to come up to me and be like, I've never seen you kill like that. He's been a big brother to me in stand-up comedy in general. And I did this show that doesn't exist anymore called Hilario at Barrio, which was at a taco place.
Nice.
Yeah, it was dope, dude. Like, it was an awesome show. And my first set, I drank probably 5 or 6 PBRs, completely drunk. Went up, spilled my beer on stage like an asshole, and made 2 drunk people just completely laugh their dicks off. So I was like, okay, I can continue doing this, and went to a mic after that, like that was down the street, and haven't really stopped ever since. It's been an addiction. It really has, but I love doing it, dude. Like, stand-up comedy to me is if you kill or you do fucking amazing, it's the greatest drug you can possibly ever have. I've done DMT. I'd rather fucking kill than fucking do DMT, to be honest with you. There's something about it where, like, DMT is nice for 15 minutes, but
that's just because you never killed. It's all right.
It is true. It is very true. But no, yeah, I've always been a fan of comedy. One of my earliest memories as a kid was in the very house that I'm in right now, watching like Mitch Hedberg on Comedy Central Presents when I was like in 6th grade, and going, what is this man? Who is this guy? Like, why is he just destroying the way he is? And why am I at 6th grade understanding the Smacky the Frog bit? Like,
nice.
Yeah. Like, that was one of my first bits that I had ever seen as a kid, where I was like, oh, that's actually pretty fucking fun.
Fortunately, he did not get
that's pretty like hilarious
high from killing than. Unfortunately, he did not get a bigger high from killing than.
I mean,
I was going to say, not to spoil the end, Mitch Hedberg dies at the end.
You want to know what's fucked up? I found out that he died in high school homeroom in 10th grade.
Damn.
A bunch of my like friends that were in there were like, you haven't heard? And I'm like, no, what? Mitch Hedberg died. I'm like, it was one of those first ones that is like, when you're young and death is kind of a thing. That was one of the first ones that really hit me hard, besides maybe an Owen Hart or, George Carlin. I'll give you a thing about me. George Carlin died on my birthday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to have with stand-up comedy, where you look at guys that have passed away and you're like, oh, my heroes.
I wonder if anybody famous died on my birthday now. I gotta find this out.
What day is your birthday?
June 22nd.
Oh,
Yes.
I almost said the 27th. All right, June 22nd.
Come on. You should know these things.
Hey, Judy Garland, look at that.
Oh, that's actually a decent death. I'm not going to lie.
Wait, this says George Carlin died on June 22nd.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
No, you guys have the same birthday.
Oh, we have the same fucking birthday.
Oh, yay.
Look at us paying attention to each other.
Vinnie Paul.
Vinnie Paul. Yeah.
All right, we got to do Sharon, what's your birthday?
December 5th.
December 5th?
Yep. 2 days before Pearl Harbor.
Mm.
Oh.
So they have fun, and then somebody starts like,
oh, you got Nelson Mandela. Good on you, buddy.
Going into a carrier.
Yeah.
You got Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Ooh.
You got Dynamite Kid.
Ooh. Oh.
Wow. All right, Danny, what's yours?
April Fool's Day.
So April 1st.
From what I was told, that some guy, Marvin Gaye, was shot by his dad on my birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye right there.
What year?
84.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say I'm the reincarnated Marvin Gaye, but 2 years too early, too late.
Based on what?
You're not singing. I
sing sweet melodies, motherfuckers.
I just said, what's going on?
Do ya?
I gotta say, Danny, you got the crapshoot of it. Like, other than Marvin Gaye, you got fucking like nobody.
Good.
You got Leslie Chung, who's a pop singer. John Forsythe. Okay.
Who's that?
He's an actor, William Forsythe's dad, I think.
Yeah.
And then other than that, you got fucking nobody, dude. Jesus.
I got nobody.
Your birthday is used as death hoaxes every year. That's usually where...
Rob, you said you had Vinnie Paul.
No, that was talking about you guys had Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, Vinnie Paul died on our birthday, sir.
I got nobody. August 14th. I got Enzo Ferrari.
It's
That's a good one.
In August.
Yeah, dude, you got Ferrari. Come on now.
Yeah, I was about to say, you having a luxury card on your death day.
Let's see. Gia Alamond, reality star. Kind of cute. Dead.
Dead.
That's it. I got fucking...
I have Earthquake from the WWF also as one of the death days. John Tenta.
I was thinking Earthquake, the comedian. I'm like, no,
dude. You want to talk
on the radio today?
You want to talk about a guy, by the way, that is so wonderful. I used to be a doorman at the Cleveland Improv. I'm banned. I'll tell that story in a second.
Yes, you will.
Yes. But I was doormanning with him and doing press because I was, that guy that would volunteer for that kind of shit. And we went to Slyman's, which is a sandwich place here in Cleveland, kind of famous for their Sharon, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They give corned beef sandwiches that are just delightful. And I ate my corned beef sandwich and was falling asleep because I had been up since like 5 a.m. doing press with Earthquake. And to have Earthquake, a guy, and he looks at me while I'm falling asleep and was like, let's go get you some air, and pulls me outside. Right. And I'm like, holy shit, Earthquake is like, wants to like be around me. And he probably just wanted to get away from the GM and the limo driver. But my favorite thing that happened with Earthquake when I was at the Improv was he had this just dime piece of a comedy like groupie, right? And he's got a drink in his hand and he's high as fuck. His green room smelled like weed. It was beautiful, right? He immediately looks at her and looks at me and goes, "That's Ray. That's my dude. I love that guy." And as a guy who watched BET Comedy View as a kid, it made my heart, like, there's been a few times where comics have said good things about me where I'm like, oh, I love you.
Like that one time you said something nice about you and then she hung out with you. She takes it all back.
You should always know I'm a terrible person to hang out with, but it's definitely there. But yeah, Earthquake, and then watching Bruce also drop like 15 grand on suits in a suit shop was one of my favorite Cleveland comedy or Cleveland Improv like moments in my life. And it's insane the kind of like the kind of things I witnessed while working at the Cleveland Improv. I wish I could write a book on some of the shit I saw.
You can. And was 15 grand just a surcharge for the extra fabric?
I was about to say 15 grand
work with some of these comics, so any quietness on my part will be beneficial in my.
All right, so how'd you get banned? Come on.
Okay, so I had come back from Denver, Colorado. I had lived out there for a hot minute, and I wanted a job just so I could make some money, but mentally I wasn't ready to work. Like I knew I wasn't really, and there's a side story to this. So there's a comic named David A. Arnold who has a special on Netflix. And it's a great special. I'm not saying anything about him, but his mom decided to just start letting people into the showroom without anything. Well, we have a full showroom. Okay. All of a sudden, it was like the scene from Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead outside of the mall where all the zombies are kind of trying to get in. We had to force like 300 people not to come into the room until they were sat in the right places. Kind of fucked me up a little bit because I got PTSD. I got a couple other things. And a couple weeks later, Arnez J. I love Arnez J to death. Rodney is one of my favorite characters he's ever done. It's nothing on the man itself, but his people sucked ass. Like his crowd was very unhappy on where they were sitting. Okay. Sold out all weekend. And 6 groups of more than 5 people. Because when you're in a comedy club and you're a doorman, you kind of have to go with what the seating chart says. And not a lot of people realize this. When you're working there, the seating chart is kind of how you understand or know where the room is. The waitresses also, it doesn't fuck their stuff up as well. And I had 6 groups of more than 5 people just move randomly. And I had a breakdown. I said, fuck this. I'm out. Go to an open mic down the road. I get a phone call from one of the managers at the Cleveland Improv saying, if you ever show up here again, the cops are going to be called. You left on a sold out weekend, blah, 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 blah. And I never felt better about a decision in my life because of the fact that I had to deal with the bullshit that I had to deal with, not only with David A. Arnold, but then Arnaz J people. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. So that's why I'm banned from the Cleveland Improv. Yay!
I'm going to buy banned. You got to whip your dick out or do something.
I'm going to bring a thing of whiskey to the Cleveland Improv with a letter so I can get back in there. Because I actually want to get booked as a host. It's one of my goals. I performed there twice. I did a showcase and then I did a guest spot for Jim Florentine.
Nice.
So and I love Jim. Jim is one of my favorite comics of all time. And one of the first comics I ever worked with at a show where it was like, holy shit, like big fucking name. I want to impress. And I did 20 minutes as a host, which I know you're not supposed to, but nobody gave me the light. So I was like, all right, I'll run this. Let's see what happens.
I like how Danny wanted this to be the time to do it, and she's got a full fucking house. She's talking to people in the background.
God damn it, Danny.
She's like, this will be the best time for me. She got a fucking drug sniffing dog
early, please.
And then she's just on mute, like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, my day's going pretty good.
They all laugh in the back.
Look, yeah, see, I fucking nailed it. and we can see her. So she'll be saying something and then she'll just throw her hands in the air. Like, I don't fucking know.
I literally just hung out with Ray. I literally just heard all of these stories.
Yeah, no, I told her those stories just because I was drunk and high.
So much during our trip that I just now got his voice out of my head. But now it's back.
You're welcome. I'm now in there.
Now it's back.
Luke.
Well, I live rent free.
He lives with his mom, you guys. He doesn't live.
I do.
His what? His mom?
I do. Yeah, I live with my mom.
I think Ray is a fucking dope ass comic. If it wasn't for all of his talking, he'd be even better. But
that's not his job.
He doesn't get paid to talk, motherfucker. No one pays him to talk.
Not out here.
I thought they did. Thought they did.
No.
I love the pause with Danny D. Like you could tell the fucking dinosaur purple chunk is whatever the fuck it's called.
Guys, I'm fucked. It's gone.
I was gonna hit my bowl beforehand, but I was in the bathroom, so I couldn't hit my bowl before I came on.
You can't smoke a bowl and take a shit. I do sometimes.
Well, you own your own house.
No.
You rent your own house. I don't even have that luxury.
No.
We'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
That.
Well, my assumptions are wrong, but I'll take it.
What at your own house?
Fucking please. I'm just kidding.
All right, so it is time for our ultra popular thing called Inside the Comic Studio.
Brilliance.
Yes.
This is on point.
Honestly, when she was doing her talking, I was about to interrupt Ray and just be like, Inside the Comic Studio, and see if she'd be like, oh shit. Brilliant.
I've done enough podcasts to know how awkward it can get. It's fine.
All right, before we get into it though, Ray, plug your social media if you fucking Look, she's back to I'm done for a while. I'm good.
Just going to sit this one out. I've heard all the shit. It's fine.
It's okay.
I've heard 40-year-old bowler 4 times. It's perfectly okay.
My heart's just not in it today. I don't know why. It's
ouch.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm here. I mean, I flew all the way out to Las Vegas for you. I mean,
for me. Okay.
I did. One reason for sure.
Well,
Look how hot she is.
The main reason is she got a simp to buy you a fucking plane ticket.
Which again, I'm so happy that guy, whoever you are in your 401k, I appreciate you for being able.
All right, Danny, you can go back on mute if you want. Ray,
Smoke your bowl. Smoke your bowl.
Yeah, Ray, plug your social media, plug any shows, all that stuff.
Yeah, my social medias is at Ray Hyclak. You can just look at the name right there, Hyclak, and then also I have a weekly mixed martial arts podcast with my buddy Tim Danko called Bro Plata. Today, actually, we recorded. We do live, like I told you guys before I came on. We do StreamYard, so we do shit live just because why not at this point? And that is BROPAL or PLATA. I can spell today. But we've had a lot of MMA fighters from the local Ohio scene, and then also John Gunther is a guy who's been on The Ultimate Fighter. We had him on. I'm still laxing on editing those podcast episodes. But they're awesome. The videos are up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well. My buddy, actually, who I do the podcast with, has Tourette syndrome. So we are trying to start the hashtag cancel Twitch because he has the Tourette syndrome and he is not a fan. Apparently, I'm a fan because, I mean, it does make fun of him. So it's already there. Nice. And but yeah, that's the podcast that mostly I'm doing right now. If you want to also see any videos, just go to my YouTube channel at Ray Hyclak. I have a 15-minute set that I put up during the pandemic. That's probably in 7 years one of the best sets I've ever done. So it's definitely something to check out. But yeah, at Ray Hyclak is usually how you can find me. Just look in the description for my name and then just go past the obituaries. Make sure you go past the
it's now reached the top. It's now the Facebook says Ray Hyclak comedian. It's on top.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that's actually my Facebook as well. Ray Hyclak comedian. And then my Snapchat is like at funny mess. So if you want to see me not use Snapchat, follow me there.
All right, Rob is leaving. Sharon.
You can catch me on I Am Big Coachy podcast. We got our latest movie review that we just did, Romeo's Bleeding, and we are doing more of Off the Change. We're right now going to be putting up some more comedians. See, right now, next Saturday coming up is going to be Michael Calvin. That's a local guy here stuff. So check it out.
All right, Robert.
Sorry, I was not leaving. I was opening a window because I've been farting up a storm.
Wow.
Get my side project, Stand Up Dad's podcast. I do that with my buddy Mike. We talk about parenting crap. I think this one coming up is going to be about kids talking back to their parents.
Nice.
With dick jokes.
We got to talk about the reopening. How you feel about that, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that on a serious podcast whenever the fuck we have one.
Well,
so
Danny's got
I was going, fuck her. She got her own shit.
He's gonna plug Purple Pot or whatever it was.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
I like how she threw the two like she's from England. Like just
I think she was
up your fucking your cunts.
So you can find her at Rad Chick Forever on most things. She has an OnlyFans page. She'll be doing a bunch of shows. She's got a show coming up, I think, this Saturday. She'll have a show. She's booked all through March. So don't try. Yeah, don't try booking her. She's too busy. Don't give her a call or anything. April's wide open for her. She's filming her Netflix special in May. So watch out for that.
She has an ad campaign for Summer's Eve coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I could see her doing like she has that phone sex voice. So could you, real quick, Danny, just be like, do you have a little extra cheese on the taco? But say it like sexy.
All
right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, go.
Do you have a little extra cheese on that taco?
Fucking A, man. I'm going out to buy some
I have
Summer's
to think
Eve.
about baseball now. This is terrible.
You just never given Rob's friend Spank Bank. There it is.
Hey Dave, how are you? I like having fans. Fuck it, Dave, and whoever else. Just email Nick at gagonthispodcast@gmail.com, and I'll personally reach out to you. I'll send you a message for free.
Boom! There you go. She just clocked.
She's just giving it away now. Danny, did you have anything else to add?
If you are in the Sacramento area, I am on a show. I was trying to organize that. I'm on a show this week, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Damn.
You can catch me in Sacramento. I'll be around. I've got at least 3 or 4 shows a week for the whole month of March. So
No, continue, honey. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
That's it. That's all I got.
Real quick, I do want to plug this. If you guys do have like Northeast Ohio listeners, even Western Ohio listeners, I'll be hosting for Aaron Berg at In Hot Water or from In Hot Water on Compound Media Thursday, actually. So bunnystop.com for those. Forgot about that plug.
Nice. I fucking love Aaron Berg, dude. That guy's great.
Aaron Berg is one of my favorite comics. I'm a subscriber to Compound Media. Him and Gino Bisconti on In Hot Water. Some of the funniest shit I've ever seen outside of maybe Anthony. Like Anthony Cumia to me is God. That's one of the reasons why I got into stand-up was because I went to a traveling virus tour a long time ago, back when I know the kids. Oh, my back. Hold on. Wait, I'm old. It's I went to one of their traveling virus tours, and Anthony was fucking fantastic when they came out together, him and Opie, even though I'm not a fan of Opie. Definitely something to check out is Compound Media and In Hot Water with Aaron Berg. So March 4th is when I'm going to be there. So Thursday.
Nice.
The guy that shot Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hey, boo. That's a milk commercial, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did a lot better on CBS, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
So follow me on Twitter at the Big Nick J. It is popping like crazy. Okay. So Ray, have you listened to the podcast?
I have not. I work in the mornings, and usually I'm passed out high by like 5 p.m. my time. So like, I don't really, that's the thing. Like I'll listen to Rogan. I'll listen to a bunch of other podcasts, but that's usually like 8 p.m. when I know I'm about to pass out again.
Just not ours. He listens to a whole bunch of other ones, just not ours.
I was about to say, you listen to a 3-hour goddamn podcast.
Yeah. You don't even fucking know them. They don't fly out to Vegas.
Jim Cornette's like a 2-hour one too. I mean,
wow.
So you're saying you have 5 hours a day? You could at least set aside.
Not by myself. I'm cleaning air ducts 8 hours a day. Like, what do you want from me?
Hey, Rob. I got some not young kids over here, but like, move your fucking head so they can see I want to see if they can guess who that is. They're my daughter's age.
Oh yeah, see if they know.
Who is that? Who is this guy right here in that?
The guy looking all sexy with the cigarette in his
who
mouth.
Is that? Shut up, Heather. You can know.
Playboy back in the day.
Who is that?
I have no idea. Is it like the Jack Caribbean dude?
The Johnny Depp?
Yeah, that guy.
Wow.
Isn't it Jackie Depp?
Maybe they'll know this one.
Oh, children.
Okay, the last one. Who was this guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Baseball. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they'll know that one. I guarantee they'll know that one.
Some Golden Girls. Oh.
Well.
God damn it.
There you go now.
Everyone knows the Golden Girls. They come to my house. They know who they are.
But wait, did they get the first one?
No, they did not get the first one or the second one.
Who are they?
Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck of all people. Like he's on Chicago PD for Christ's sake. Or no, Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods. That's it. Yeah.
Tom Selleck is like.
I mean, you watch Friends?
I've never seen an episode of Friends, by the way.
What?
I know. Like I'm
on
a
all the
weird guy.
goddamn time.
What is going on?
What's that hot guy's name that has a nice voice in Tombstone? Sam.
They're talking.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Shut up.
Oh,
Yeah, by the way, Burt Reynolds dies at the end.
Yeah.
God, I just start naming dead celebrities. I'm just gonna be like, they're fucking dead. And you know what? Not on my Deadpool. So
yeah. Because when you get on our Deadpool, you don't die.
fucking, if you get on Rob's Deadpool, you'll die.
Damn fucking straight.
He's like a bookie. What do you expect? He researches.
He researches his shit.
But anyway, you were saying you asked me if I had listened to this podcast. The answer is no.
Okay.
But I'm happy to be here. Not gonna lie, happy to be here. I'll be listening from now on. Does that make you feel better?
You'll be listening, when Joe Rogan's not releasing another fucking 3-hour episode. Yeah. Okay.
When Tim Dillon isn't on there more.
What was
when Tim Dillon isn't on there on a regular basis?
Oh, I love Tim Dillon. Okay.
Me too.
So we ask all comedians the same 5 questions. So the first question is, first joke that landed well.
Oh, God. It would have to be a joke that's about big girls. I am a fan of big girls. And one of my, a couple of my jokes that I have about big girls kind of offend, but whatever. One of them is one of the earliest ones I remember is, some guys think women are big girls in leather, or some guys think women in leather are sexy, but a big girl only reminds me of Lazy Boy is pretty much one of my early jokes. And then I talk about a strip club that I love, which doesn't exist, that I've created, called Joe's Pizza and Titty Shack. The reason I love Joe's Pizza and Titty Shack for 2 reasons. 1, they serve pizza 24/7. I'm already in. And then 2, they have strippers that look like they eat pizza. That's one of the first jokes that ever really landed for me when it came to everything going perfectly, besides my Jack and Coke joke. That was an early one where it was, I like Jack and Coke because you can taste the DUI in every sip. It's a good joke. I think that's a fantastic joke. And I would say the Joe's Pizza and Titty Shack is one of the oldest jokes I've done. That's 6 years old now. And I did that one because a girl I was dating at the time when I first did stand up, we were thinking of names for strip clubs because smaller strip clubs have the greatest names. There's one out here called the Lido Lounge that's completely famous for being a shithole. It's just a garbage place that doesn't deserve to exist. And actually a couple comics were talking about going to the Lido Lounge on Wednesday, and they were like, yeah, I was kind of sad by what went on, or what I saw. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what a place called the Lido Lounge should be. It's a place to disappoint. It's not a place where you spend $100 on a lap dance. It's maybe $3 at most.
Oh, that sounds like my joint, man. Shit.
It's a beautiful place. I've never been inside, but I've seen
the Chuck E. Cheese of strip joints. Come on.
You can get the strip for you for $3.
If you're in West Virginia, believe me, that's definitely a currency there.
Speaking of currency, Danny D, did we just witness a crime?
Yeah, a pound of weed changing hands.
It's not a pound.
That's nothing.
Oh, I like how the guy holds it up too. He's like, no crime here.
He was smelling it. He wasn't doing anything with it.
We just need somebody walking by with a dead body, nothing to see here, guys.
We are sampling. I am an important leader over here in this weed world. I am sampling the new fresh batches.
Some of the best I've ever
with your
smoked,
daughter's friends.
Yeah.
Her weed. I'm going to say this. When we were in Vegas, her weed put me on my dick every time I smoked it, and I was very happy with that. I was so happy.
What's that one called, Danny?
This is called, I don't know. Dick Kush.
Dick Kush?
Dick Kush.
Dick Kush.
Let me suck on this Dick Kush and see if it's good.
All right, let's all wait.
Why are we waiting for?
It's kind of soapy. It tastes kind of soapy.
Is that what you said in Vegas?
No, that's not what I said in Vegas.
All right, next question. God, this podcast went off the rails so fucking fast.
And she froze. Ha ha. Oh no, never mind. You're back. Damn it.
I was pondering the taste of this.
All right. Next question is your favorite thing about your local comedy scene.
The favorite thing I love about, and I have to use Northeast Ohio because like Akron is kind of part of that Northeast Ohio thing, is the drive of a lot of our comics. In the 7 years that I've been doing this, I have seen some savages, and then I have seen some people who work way too hard for the little that they put out. You know what I'm saying? We've all been to open mics. We've seen those people that like, you're like, this really isn't going to be a thing. You know, like you look at them and you go, but like the guys that work hard, and I can list a couple guys. Number one that comes to my mind, just because I want you guys to follow him, Brett Thomas. Brett Thomas is one of those guys that just works his ass off. He's funny as fuck. He's got a girlfriend now, so he's obviously not doing comedy as much. But Brett's great. Joe Briggs is another guy. Brian Sternick, who Danny met at Lakewood Village Tavern. That Wednesday show we went to, he was the host. There's a lot of...
You're going to fuck up the next question if you keep answering that question. So,
okay. Well, I'm just explaining hosts. I'm not explaining like to me, there's like, I hate to say this, but like, because it's basically kind of like, what do you call it? Almost,
what you hate about your local scene?
Hold on. I'll explain that.
Oh, no, I thought that's what you were going to say.
No. I was going to say like the Midwest mindset, if you will, of hard work, dedication. Those guys are the guys that exemplify a lot of that. Where it's like, this doesn't work. Fuck it. I'll try it next week and see if the crowd likes it, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I mean, that's one thing I love about the Cleveland comedy scene is it has that almost Cleveland Midwest work ethic where it's like, I don't give a fuck about what, they say in the crowd. It may have, because they can look at somebody else and be like, oh, that didn't land, but I've seen that land in other places. Like, I don't know. There's just this hard working work ethic that Cleveland comics have that I appreciate a lot more doing comedy, because you see those people do those jokes night after night, 4 or 5 times a week, and it may land 2, but I'm going to do it next week because I know it works. And that's one thing I love about my scene is like just the ability to be like, fuck these people next time. Let's go. They don't do Gene Wilder and Silver Streak where it's like, son of a bitch, and get frustrated. They just go, all right, next time, let's move. Let's go and continue moving on. So that's definitely something I love, is just the work ethic of Cleveland comedy. It's insane.
This is just the podcast of animals now. We got a dog on Danny's. We got fucking cat right here.
Aw, hi. Then moves away.
Hey, your puppy.
Now it's on his shoulder. Aw.
Isn't he adorable?
What's his name?
He's cute.
Bruce.
Hi,
let Bruce hit it, is what all the bitches say.
Oh, yeah.
That dog is spending $15,000 on 3 suits, and I like it. Let's do it.
I like how all we see is Sharon's head just shaking his head no, like, these fucking white people. God damn it. Fucking let Bruce hit it. God damn these guys. By the way, Danny, it looks like the soap is working really good on you. Like you're just leaning back and your eyes were
lean back.
Were very I don't know the word that's not the offensive racist word. The slit eyes.
Oh God. I'm gonna back off of that one real quick.
I got you, boo.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I got you, boo.
I got you, boo.
I heard racist and I just was like, no, need career.
Well, you made a disappointing turn then because you're on this fucking podcast.
Oh, that hurt.
All right. One thing you dislike would like to see changed in your local scene.
I think this is a normal thing for like any comedy scene. Hold on, I'm grabbing my e-vape that dropped.
Too many women, right? I know.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just too many pussies. It's way too many tits and pussies for me to be like, I can't tell this joke tonight.
Oh, the first tone of Women's History Month, and y'all go that route. Wow.
Taking the time of all these struggling men out here trying to get some time.
Yeah.
Trying to put their fucking views on us like we matter. Like, no.
Holy shit. I think we touched the nerve with Danny. Like, she looked legitimately pissed for a second.
Wow, I love you, honey.
Like, she wasn't even laughing. She was just like, no.
She looks like a lot of my ex-girlfriends. Just, no, I didn't like that.
They said that right after you had sex with them.
No, it was during.
She's not alone. That's the thing. She's not alone.
All right, sorry, I interrupted you.
My big issue, and I don't know if this is talked about a lot in comedy in general. I think it goes from scene to scene. Something I hate a lot is I hate hearing the words, "Oh, it's too cliquey." Like, to me, I hate that. I hate the idea that a comedy like community is too cliquey because it makes me want to just bust down. I'm a guy where if you tell me I can't go in, I'm going to try and get into that fucking club. No matter what happens, I'm going to make sure that I'm remembered. I'm at least, somebody goes, oh, that fucking guy, who the fuck, even if it's in a negative, to be honest with you. I would rather be remembered for something rather than being remembered for joining the herd, if you will. And you always hear that stuff. I heard that from a lot of comics. My first 3-4 years in the business is, oh, they're too cliquey. Oh, I'll never fit in with these people. Why are you trying to fucking fit in? It's stand up. This is about the individual. It's not about the fucking collective. It doesn't matter where you're at. The scene will always be the scene. It's more about you than it is about the scene in stand-up comedy because you look at your jokes manifest from what you do. It's not what the guy next to you does or anything like that. And I've gone into rooms where holy fuck, it feels dead. And then you realize, oh, it is the dude before me. Okay. But worrying about clicks, worrying about fucking people that like you, that's I would have to say 2 years, maybe a year in. I think that's when you should really care because you're new. We don't know you. One of my favorite quotes that I ever heard from a comic when I asked for advice was Ramon Rivas. He looked at me and goes, nobody will care about you in the first 2 years. Absolutely. Nobody's going to give a shit. Nobody's going to do anything. And he was fucking right. He was absolutely right by what he meant because you're doing sets night after night. You're going to suck. You're going to be this fucking person still trying to find your voice. And I mean, it's a 20-year process when it comes to everything going on in stand-up. But when it comes to giving a fuck, I honestly think 2 years in is when you should really care what you're doing because you've been around enough people to be like, oh, this is funny or this joke's funny. I know this is going to work. This is not going to work. When I start hearing the words oh, it's too cliquey, I don't give a shit anymore. Like it's one of those things where it's like,
So you don't like clicks.
I hate clicks. I'm one of those guys. I was, like I said, in high school, I was the Juggalo Jock. So like I've kind of been in both worlds. One of those kind of things. But when people give a fuck about you, it should only be about the time you put in and the energy, not because of the fact that you think you're funny. You know what I'm saying? And for people not to think you're funny, it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen, but I mean, to worry about what other comics think about you, I think that's like 2 or 3 years is when you kind of drop off from what other comics say. If you're dedicated enough, that is, I think that's something that people don't really think about. Is they more worry about like who likes them more than they do their own act. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that people need to really focus on more than just like who can I feature for? Who can I feature for in this room? Like who can I feature for? It's never about that. It's about you building yourself as an act more than it is worrying about who can give you the next opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And
what was that your advice to new comedians? Or
no, for sure. For sure. It's don't fucking worry about like what comedian X thinks about you. Worry about what the drunk in the front row thinks about you first before you worry about what the comic thinks. Because
only worry what Danny thinks about you. That's it.
No, never. That's never something you want to ever focus on because
that's what I tell people.
Again, you flew me out. So your decision making is a little bit flawed to begin with.
That's not something I hide though.
But by the way,
you don't hide it.
You said you were a Juggalo Jock. That does not fucking compute at goddamn all. Like
I played hockey, sir. So like,
no hockey player is about to put on clown makeup and go to the gathering and.
You don't know Midwest Juggalos then, sir. I've met a lot of hockey players who love the Insane Clown Posse. And I'm like, oh my God, you and I hated each other in school. Why didn't you tell me this? Like, this would have been an amazing thing to bond over.
Why didn't you tell me you were a Hatchet Man?
Why didn't you say the Hatchet Man tattoo on your neck was there? You fuck.
Oh God, I know so many people with that. It's like, come on.
I still want to get one.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, next question. All right, last question
already.
Last question, actually, because you, with the other question, you actually answered one of the other ones. So the last question is favorite local comedian. And you only get one. You only get one.
To be honest with you, when it comes to local comics really doing stuff, Mary Santora is who I think of. Mary is on the same show as my guy Bill Squire, but she recently put out an album called Hillbilly Bougie, which she deserves to. I've watched this girl from the time she was 2 years in until now, so she's been doing it around the same time, and definitely Mary is a person that people need to like actually pay attention to. Her parents were fucking psychos. Her mom was a hoarder. And I'm not gonna, her dad recently, and I'll give this, and as a guy who lost a parent, shout out to Mary. Her dad recently succumbed to COVID-19. And she's just been working through all of this, but she is one of those people I've watched do stand up enough where I'm like, holy fuck. Like, this is a girl who's been broken enough times to where dick jokes are funny. You know what I'm saying? And like, she's awesome. She's a great person. She's one of the first comics that actually ever paid attention to a set that I asked her to. Her and Bill both. And to be honest with you, the fact that this album came out and she's been through way more than that. Mary Santora to me is my favorite comic in Cleveland comedy because of the fact that she has just worked through so goddamn much.
So much. I have a question for you.
Yes.
When you would write book reports, would you have to fill in like, because you were like, in my opinion, Cleveland's my favorite. Like you always like sum it up and recap everything that you already just covered. You were like, okay, so in Cleveland,
I would absolutely write the way I talk. Yes.
Okay.
In conclusion,
we exactly. We call those fluffers in the industry here. You know, if I was reading a book report with a lot of fucking fluff, like in conclusion, I read that.
Just a lot of pontificating. Like that's usually how my reports would happen.
He doesn't realize that whole answer was just like phone sex to Nick because he likes them broken.
Yes.
Well, now I'm just focusing on Danny saying fluffer, and I'm like, different industry has a different meaning. Oh, man. All right. Well, we do have to go. I don't want to impede on Danny's possible like setup for that, which before we close, congratulations if it goes through. I really hope it does.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, that'll be great. All right. Ray, thank you for coming on. Everybody else, go fuck yourselves.
What? We're here. Wow.
All right, guys, stay safe.
All right,
Yeah.
take care,
Stay
man.
safe.
Like, she fucking dropped off again quick. God damn. All right, later, guys.
Later. Pleasure meeting all of you, by the way.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you
you,
guys for
man.
having me on. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Late.
All right, man. Take care.